Hello everyone, in this After Effects tutorial we are going to create a Kinetic Typography 360-degree animation, so let's get started. Alright, so first thing we are going to do is select our text tool and type in our text. For this text we are using the font called Font Montserrat Extra Bold Italic, and you can change the colors over here. You can make it smaller or bigger over here, and we are going to align it into center, so align horizontally and vertically. Next we want to animate this, and by going over here, opening this from our text layer, we get two options, text and transform. So we open text and we will be using this called source text. So set a keyframe at the beginning, and what this tool does is when I go over to 2 seconds and set another keyframe and change the text, so when it reaches from 0 to 2 seconds, then the text changes. That's what it does. So we'll go back and we want to give this a rotation animation. So press R and set a keyframe at the beginning. And by going over 20 frames, or shift page down, we want this to rotate a little, skew a little, so -50. And by going over 20 frames again, so shift page down, now we want this to make a full rotation, so we will have it rotate 360 degrees, and when it reaches 360 we get 1 here, meaning that it's a complete transformation. So we got, let's see where we are, we got an animation like that. So we press U to view its full keyframes, and we want this to change the text. We want the text to change when it rotates the opposite way, like that. So we are going to move this over here, and as you can see, the text changes when it rotates the opposite way. So let's see our animation. So far so good, and we are going to smooth this by selecting all those keyframes, right click and go over here to keyframe assistant, either easy ease or F9, so it will be smoother, the animation will be smoother. And now we want to make this stronger, so we'll select this one and right click, keyframe velocity, and we make the influence 100%. So what this does is that it makes it, when it comes up, it makes it come slower, and when it falls, then it becomes faster. So let's see our animation. As you can see, so it's good and all that it animates like that, but to make it look more realistic, we are going to add a motion blur to it. So we will turn this on by going over here to give our, what motion blur does is gives our moving object a blur effect. So we will click on here. So as you can see, when it's not moving, there is no blur, but when it starts moving, we get a blur. So I'll uncheck this now for you to see. Check it again, and as you can see, when our object moves, then we get a blur. So let's see our animation. We got something like that. And if we wanted to make this stronger, we could, when it starts to move, we could set a keyframe over here by going over here to FX and presets and type in blur and select, type in actually Gaussian blur. So yeah, select this and we can set a keyframe when it starts blurring, and by moving a little we can make it, we can increase the blurriness, so like 30, and when it starts changing we can make it 0. So let's see our animation. In fact, I'll drag this keyframe on the left to make it fall down faster. And take this over here as well, so the blur is faster. And now we can do something like this to see the difference. So select our text and move it over here. Then Ctrl D to duplicate it, move it over here. Now we can see the difference we made over here. So we will select the second text and press U to view all of its keyframes. And we are going to take them out. So select those and delete the blurriness. And we will turn these keyframes back to normal. So by pressing Ctrl and holding Ctrl, then left click, it turns back to normal, so it's not smooth anymore. We will take the motion blur as well, and now we can check the difference we made. And that will be it for our tutorial.